Welcome back, Verse, to another video today. Verse, it is that time of the year. Today, we're going to be talking about the Oscars. Oh boy, for me, it is such a big deal, Verse, because the Oscars, you know, for me as an actor, is something that I would love to attend one day. Man, it will be such a memory I will never forget. And it is something that every actor dreams to be in, as well as to be even nominated in, right? To be nominated is extremely hard, right? And I even heard there's a rumor about that you have to fill certain requirements for projects to be nominated in. I hope that's not true. You know what I mean? Only for certain things like DEI and all this other stuff. I was like, that can't be a requirement. That would be so stupid. Like, really? But that aside though, right? I will say this year's Oscars, right? The 97th Academy Awards show, right? I really enjoyed the show. I really feel that this year they did a great job picking a good host, Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien, man, he is so underrated. Even though he's retired, he does a better job than anyone else that's still working right now in late night. That's for damn sure. Conan O'Brien came in, and when I found out he was coming in, immediately I was excited. Conan O'Brien is like my most favorite talk show host of all time. I used to love watching this show and the people he brought on. When it came down to Conan O'Brien, I want to say right off the bat, he did a great job hosting this year's show. He kept it strictly on comedy and entertainment, and he was talking about things that were important that I absolutely agreed with. He talked about the wildfires. He said despite us having different political views and disagreements and this and that, you know, we should all come together and enjoy the special night, you know, because it's a way to show appreciation to the people that are behind the scenes, even, you know, like crew members and stuff like that. At one point, he did a segment where he even brought in chief firefighters, right, to come in and to do like this whole funny segment where they were just like roasting certain people, including himself, you know, which was great. I thought that was awesome. It was the first time in a while where like you were literally just watching entertainment, and it wasn't a host bringing in political ideologies in your face. It wasn't a host trying to make it about something else. It wasn't a host that was awkward, making random jokes that just came off a certain way. It wasn't nothing like that, and I really appreciated that from Conan O'Brien. I think he did a really good job of avoiding all that stuff. Keep it that way. Don't bring in politics into award shows. People don't go to award shows to see that. They go to award shows to see who earned this and who earned that. Even though I understand that certain people that are involved in these projects who go up there end up doing that, which they did a few times in this show where I just rolled my eyes. I was like, oh my god. You know, even I was just like, really? You can't just be thankful and thank people and then just move on? You gotta bring in all this other shit? Like, come on, man. This is my perspective. If the host isn't entertaining, the show will not be entertaining, right? The host has to be funny. In my opinion, the host has to be really on point, has to have a great personality, and has to really show love and care for the show that they're performing. I have seen so many hosts come and go, whether it's the Oscars, whether it's the Emmys, whether it's the Golden Globes, and they've done such a shitty ass job, either trying to be funny, either trying to talk about like their life situations. When it comes down to the Oscars, I will say the Oscars or the award shows in general, right? People don't really watch them as much anymore, mainly because of the stuff that I just talked about, right? They've been going down in viewership. I mean, I will say the person that hosted the last few was Jimmy Kimmel. It sucks to say this, but I really don't like Jimmy Kimmel anymore. You know, he's too political and he's not funny anymore. I used to love watching his shows, and I used to love the segments that he used to do with Matt Damon. Those were funny. But nowadays, he just talks about Trump every single episode. Every single episode in the show is just Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. And whether you're for him or not, it's just annoying to hear the same thing or the same person over and over and over. You're just like, I'm here to laugh, not to get mad. You know what I mean? So it's like, why am I watching you complain about someone that you talked about a billion times at this point? Like, can we talk about the show or something going on with an actor or something, you know? Like, something that doesn't have to do with politics. And Jimmy Kimmel does that all the time, and I can't stand that fool no more. But when it comes down to award shows also, right? Let's be honest, sometimes they do drag. There's a lot of awards, a lot of them, right? And then when it comes down to speeches, people do take a long time. This year was the same thing when it came down to the speeches. Some people took forever to get to a speech. Some people got straight to the point. Some people just went in to improvise. Personally, if I ever won an award, that's what I would do. I wouldn't have a speech prepared. I would go up there, I would remember the things that I have to say, and I would do it on the spot. I would obviously feel the moment. Maybe I'd be a little emotional, but I'm going to remember the things that I'm going to say, right? I remember there was this one award where I believe it was for Best Animated Film or something like that. This guy and this girl went on stage, and I guess they were shocked that they won, which is completely understandable. Instead of having a speech prepared, they had it on their phone, and because their English wasn't so good, right, they were just bringing the phone back and forth, and they weren't even reading much. They were just kind of like,
Indicate or fail, man. This. Oh no! Oh my God! It's your turn.
No.
It's your turn.
This is your turn, but this is the first paragraph.
Just the fact that we managed to make this film under the extraordinary circumstances of our country is a miracle. And yes, if we persevere and remain faithful, miracle
No,
do
no,
happen.
no.
Oh my God.
Let me read it myself.
Can somebody speak? You know, that aside, verse, I will say when it comes down to the Oscars this year, right? There were a lot of awards, like too many. There was 23 awards, verse. So here are the awards for this year's Oscars, right? We have Best Picture, we have Best Actress, Best Actor, we have Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Director. We have Best Original Screenplay, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Cinematography, Best Original Score, Best Original Song, Best Editing. We have Best Production Design, Best Costume Design, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Sound. We also have Best Visual Effects, Best International Feature. We have Best Animated Feature, Best Animated Short, Best Live Action Short, Best Documentary Film, Best Documentary Short. And that's it. That's all of them. And again, I'm not going to talk about every single award. I think that it's too much to talk about, so I would definitely say I think that the best ones that were to talk about were the Best Actors, Best Actress, and Best Picture, right? Best Film, the films that were nominated this year were Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, which I really enjoyed. Didn't like the ending, but really enjoyed. Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nicole Boys, The Substance, and of course, Wicked. In the beginning of the show, they did a performance from Wicked, right, which obviously was well received, right? The actress, though, I will say she's under a lot of controversy because of what she announced she was going to be doing, which is a video for another day. Wicked, I haven't seen the film, but it's been getting a lot of praise. I believe they won Best Production Design. I remember that. Well deserved, too, especially because it's based off a stage play. A lot of focus was definitely towards the film Anora. Anora won, I believe, 4 or 5 Academy Awards, right? And I haven't seen Anora, but clearly it was a big deal, you know, good for them. I know The Brutalist, Adrian Brody, he won Best Actor of the Year, and he had by far the longest speech, right? I remember at one point they were trying to play him off, and he was just like, cut the sound. He was like, no, I'm not done. That was great. This year, I really do appreciate that award shows try to make it more than clear, like, look, when you have your moment or when you win, I understand that it's a moment, but keep it going, you know what I mean? Because we got so many awards. It's a long show. It's 4 hours, right? 4 hours, you know, of just sitting there getting all these awards, you know, for the same films, but in from different categories, though. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to get through because there are some awards you really care about and some you don't. Good for Adrian Brody. Conclave didn't really get much. The Apprentice, I really liked The Apprentice, right? I thought that was a good film, but unfortunately didn't get too much recognition, unfortunately. Wicked, not too much. I mean, yeah, Wicked was popular, but it wasn't really like a big deal at the Oscars, if I'm being honest with you, in my opinion. You know, not that many people talked about it other than the performance in the beginning of the show. Best Original Song, there was this one lady where she won her award with this guy, and when they tried to walk off the stage, she just started singing. I don't know if she was trying to get more publicity because she was showing off her singing or her vocals or whatever, but it was an awkward moment because the guy looked like he wanted to go and she just kept singing.
I will love you and thank you to Emilia.
I will definitely say, man, the jokes this year really hit. I really love the jokes Conan O'Brien did back to him, to the host. I love what he did where he brought up the whole thing about Kendrick Lamar and him calling Drake the P word, right? I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. I think it was great how Conan O'Brien was making this joke about like some of the actors and their old headshots. That was funny. This year, it went by pretty fast. There's not too much for me to say because a lot of these other awards, like I said, I'm not really about these other categories too much, so I can't really go into them. Other than that, though, verse, I mean, I think this year was great. I just hope that the Oscars learn from this year and end up bringing in people that really want to just make this show a good time. Good for Conan O'Brien coming back, man. He really brought back the vibe of you wanting to watch the Oscars again, and I really do hope people do tune in for the Oscars and as well as other award shows because they are important. I really do enjoy them, and I feel like you will too. Zoe won Best Supporting Actress. You know, I would say good for her. You know, it looked like well deserved. I can tell she really enjoyed her moment. But then when she got political in the end, and that's when I was like, oh god, I was like, all right, well, good for you. You still won. I think someone even said something to her that the film that she was in was a little offensive. Called her out on the red carpet, and then she had to talk about something.
Webedia representing Sensa Cine, which is a Mexican outlet. I gotta say that it has been a lot of things has been said about the movie, about trans people, about empowering women, but less has been said about Mexico, which is the heart of it. So what would you say about this, the heart of this movie, but also about the topic, who is really hurtful for us Mexicans?
First of all, I'm very, very sorry that you and so many Mexicans felt offended. That was never our intention. We spoke and we came from a place of love, and I will stand by that.
I only learned a little bit of that, so I don't know too much on that. One thing that I will also say that I really do like about what the Oscars do every single year, by the way, especially this year, is that they always bring in someone to pay tribute to an actor, a director, a cinematographer, anybody who has passed away. And then they do this long tribute to everybody who unfortunately passed away during that current year. This year, when I saw the tribute, it was really emotional. There was a lot of people that passed away. I was like, oh man, it really got me thinking, you know. I was just like, it goes to show how many people really end up leaving, you know, in the span of a year. It was a lot of people who did different things, you know, editors, directors, photographers, all this other stuff. That moment in the Oscars this year was really something, you know. And they brought Morgan Freeman, man. I haven't seen Morgan Freeman in anything in quite some time. I haven't even seen him in a minute. I totally forgot about Morgan Freeman. So but other than that though, Verse, let me know what you guys think about this year's Oscars. Did you guys like it? Did you guys not? Let me know. I'd be happy to hear. So with that said though, Verse, if you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification for more content as always. Look forward to the next video, Verse, and with that said, I'll see you next time. Later, Verse.